Hey, everybody, that's right. It is that time somehow again for Drinks with Dee Dee.
And John,
That's me.
here in sunny California.
It is sunny. I'm sweating.
Hollywood, California. It's where we are now. And we made it all the way from.
We lived through yesterday. Yesterday was tough.
What was our toast?
I said, I love you. You were busy talking.
I was. I love you too. I was thinking about yesterday. I had a relapse. It's like, wow, we really made it. It was quite a journey yesterday.
Where did we wake up yesterday? We were in.
It was like border town.
We were
Jersey. We were close to Trenton.
Well, but we were planning on going to Maryland.
No, we're planning on going to Providence. No, God.
No, we were going to go to Burlington.
No, what? Burlington, Delaware.
Yeah, Delaware, not Vermont. But we were headed to another state.
We've been to so many states. Woke up, and it really is kind of.
I went and did the workout at the hotel gym, and I came back thinking we were going to hit the ground, and she's there.
The weather was kind of messing up flights and made it okay.
Well, we don't deal. Well, yeah, we don't really deal with flights, but we knew we had to be here today, which we're recording this on what day is it? Tuesday. Gosh, it was a movie when I was a kid. If it's Tuesday, this must be Belgium. Yeah. So we're kind of living that life. It meant these people were on a trip. I think it was Jack Lemmon and I can't remember who else, but they were on such a trip they didn't know where they were in the world, so they had to check their itinerary. Oh, if it's Tuesday, then this must be Belgium.
That was us. We just had to go through 3 different states to figure out where we thought we were going to be yesterday.
Well, I thought we were going to Delaware, so I did my my research on Delaware because we're doing, of course, the 50-state tour. And then this one says, and this is always bad, not bad, but this is always, hang on, because she says, don't hate me for this, but listen.
I'm trying to prepare him because it's just like, travel is difficult. Planning is difficult. The schedule many times is the most challenging part. And since we have just done 10 states out of 50, that's pretty good. I mean, we're doing well.
Pretty great.
But here at the end and trying to get to LA is not easy. It's not just going from New Jersey to New York. You have to go across country, and then we have to figure out where we're going to go to Nashville when we get back, and we have to, figure out point A to Z.
Yeah. So we left the hotel. For some reason, I was in kind of a leisurely mode.
He was.
And because when you drive, you're not at the mercy of the schedule of the trains or of the airports or any of that stuff.
Until you are.
So we finally get in the car, and she says, don't hate me for this, but, our flight or our train is at 12:09. And it was 11:15, I think. And we were scheduled. We were 12:04. Mm-hmm. Did you extend that? Oh, okay, 12:04. So she said it's 12:04, and I looked at the GPS in the car, and our arrival time, if everything was perfect, was 11:55. So I said, look, I'll do my best to get us there, but once we get there, I'll just do what you say.
I knew we'd get there, but it was always the parking is an issue. And it was.
Oh, my gosh, it was. It didn't rain. The traffic wasn't all that bad. We only got slowed down. Slowed down.
Yeah, that works.
For one little part of it with a bunch of trucks and things. But when we got there was a sign that said short-term parking, long-term parking, valet parking.
We're like,
so of course, we're like, okay, we're only going to be gone 2 days. We'll take that. So we went through there, and there was nothing there. And there was a woman who had a great hat. I'm surprised you didn't try to buy it from her. Great hat, and she was coming out for a smoke break. And when I said, hey, excuse me, is there any valet parking? And she said, no valet parking. There's no valet parking.
And then we're like, oh, boy.
So we went around again to the short-term parking, and this is silly. There were probably 20 spaces, but 15 of them were taken up with some,
I think it was zip
like
car.
Zip car. I've never even heard of zip car. I don't know what that is.
They had those in DC when I was there.
So the 4 spaces that were there for short-term were, of course, all taken. So we couldn't do that. And then we came out of that parking lot, and there was a lovely gentleman saying goodbye to his son who was blocking traffic. He's like, "I'm sorry." I said, "Oh, don't worry about it. We're screwed anyway." So, now I'm thinking we have to drive to New York, drive to Kennedy Airport, which is my least favorite thing in the world to do. And we came to this T in the road, and Dee Dee said, I think the long-term parking is over there." So I looked. In order to get over there from where I was, I had to
going all the
go.
way around the block.
I had to go up the street for just a little bit, the
wrong
wrong way. In Philadelphia at noon. At noon. So now it's noon.
And all the train police are right there. I mean, the cars are not. They weren't, thankfully, but.
And trains don't always arrive on time, but they always leave on time. So we go in like that. And I don't know how. I mean, I think we have to scan a code or something. I have no idea how we're going to get out of there because they didn't give us a ticket. It was like, no ticket needed, no cash accepted, no.
I've got a text about it.
Okay.
You're good. It's like when we go to Halls, that parking system. It's the same for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're good there.
All right. So we finally on the fourth floor. So we finally get up on the fourth floor.
Metropolis.
And I pull in, and the Bronco is wide, right? So I pull in, and we get out, and she's rolling with a bag, and we go down one flight in the elevator, and then there's a wash. So this all working, and we come into this beautiful Union Station.
Mm-hmm. And it's beautiful.
And she's looking, and
I knew the hall, I knew the gate, and I knew the track.
So she found the track.
I had to really quickly get it done, and then we go to it, and the guy has it marked off.
It's closed. She says, "No, it's not." And he said, "Okay, all right, okay."
He said, "Excel." I said, "Excella, right?" He said, "Excella." I said, "We're going." So we did. Went down the stairs.
She gets in. So at the very first car, it's like bottom of the steps. She goes in the door, and I've got like 3 steps left. And she says, "Come on, honey." Hurry. And I hit the floor after the last step, and the door is closing.
Starts to close.
But it's only like, I don't know, it's far enough that I took 2 steps and stuck my hand in there. Like, "No, you don't." And I went like that. And I got in, but for a split second, I thought, okay, well, I'm going to goodbye. There she goes, and here I am. Thankfully, she didn't have the car keys. But that's I don't know how you would have done that.
I would have.
No, because once they leave the station, they're not stopping. They don't care.
And we're picking it up. They have that emergency, like a fire alarm. I would have totally done that.
Yeah, great. So anyway, I got in.
Had to pay a fine. But
my God, we would have to pay.
But anyway, it worked out. The good news is we were victorious. Worked out. It was a wonderful train ride. The attendants on those trains are great. It was Excella.
I took a picture. I want you to see this picture. Tony, I'm going to send you this in a minute, but show them this picture of. I looked on my app where we were, and I think it says it's over 100 miles an hour in a 35 mile an hour, 45 mile an hour speed zone because we're on the Excella train. It was great. I had no idea that we were going that fast. So I took a video out the window that I'm going to use in some movie somewhere where we're actually doing 120 plus miles an hour going through a neighborhood. So it was pretty cool.
Excella's great. And I have taken Excella many times from Boston to New York and then New York to DC. And it's just a wonderful train. Very fast, very clean. The service is great. But John had not been on one before.
No.
Now the regional
I thought it was just an express. I just thought it didn't stop anymore. No. I didn't know it was like the bullet train.
Yeah, and they have less stops and that sort of thing. But really, it's a great train.
Yeah, and then we had to change in Jamaica at Jamaica Station.
Well, we pulled into Penn Station.
We pulled into Penn Station. That's right. Penn
Station's nice now. I mean, last time I was at Penn Station, it looked really bad. But
I'll be right back. I'm allergic to something here this morning.
But it's Patrick Moynihan Station, and it's just pretty. I mean, they've done a nice job with that. So we left there. We got on the Long Island Railroad to Jamaica. And many of you who travel will know this. But it's really the best way to go. So we got on Long Island Railroad, Jamaica. That wasn't really a long trip. And then we got on the Airbus. And that was good, too. So we really had a good trip. And then got on the...
then we got on the... Well, then we had to kill a couple of hours.
It went by fast.
It did. And then we got on the plane. And it was a 5.5 hour... Yesterday was something. 5.5 hour flight. And then we got to LAX. And at LAX, if an Uber car is a mile away, it can take them 15 minutes to get to you, which it did. So we were there standing on the curb for 15 minutes waiting.
But before that,
waiting for the car. What happened before that?
Before that, so we're doing the American Airlines flagship, and those seats are really
This is why I don't like to fly.
Yeah, but it was good, though. It was a good trip.
Well, we were able to get here and do what we're doing tonight, singing at the Hollywood Bowl tonight, by the way. So it's great, but I hate the whole rush of it. We were, until we sat down in that plane, we were rushed.
We were rushed at the airport.
Well, we
The
didn't.
train was the issue, and that was just because we had to change gears. We just had to change what we were doing to make it all work. So anyway, we made
carrying luggage.
But the the flight was great. We had the seats that they lie flat, so we both slept. And then I saw an old friend of mine before we got on the plane. He goes, Dee Dee. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Stephen Ease. And I dealt with Stephen and Bruce Willis worked together on all kinds of movies. And Stephen's still in the business, and Bruce is to a certain degree, I guess.
He looked like Custer.
Yeah.
It was great.
He's like, great. What a great guy. So
nobody says, fun. How did you recognize? Because you got beautiful long gray hair and a Custer.
And I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, and I'm like, nah. And it was, and he came over. Great guy. So, yeah.
And that then his wife and their dog,
little bitty doggy,
picked him up. And as we were waiting for the Uber ride, we were me, John and Dee Dee, and then this little dog.
So that was fun. So that was a nice welcome to LA.
It was a fun day, and then we got to our hotel, and my favorite hotel because it's got a great pool. We were going to do this from out there. You can't, but it's too bright, and now, very hot right now. Right. But it's beautiful. It's surrounded by palm trees, and also.
Oh, and honey, you got a shot this morning. We should.
Oh yeah,
show everybody.
Tony showed that it was more calm this morning. This is when I thought we would do it. So here's a picture of what the pool area looks like in the morning. But it's a great hotel.
The Hollywood Roosevelt. One of the where things we are now, of course, and they used to have, by the way, or maybe it was the first one, wasn't it? The first
Academy Awards.
First Academy Awards. So that's kind of cool.
Right here in the ballroom.
A lot of history.
Right here in the ballroom. So that's really fantastic.
John, this is John's favorite. I would say the Waldorf's my favorite, but I do like other places too. But hey, we go back and forth, and variety is the spice of life. But we're at the Roosevelt now.
We stayed in the Waldorf.
In New York.
Waldorf.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, that's a weird name. It's a family name, right?
Yeah.
The Waldorfs
and the Astorias.
Waldorf.
And they had two hotels side by side. They were kind of competition. And that was where the, right now, the Empire State Building is. That's where they started. And then they moved to Park Avenue. And it's a beautiful hotel. They really did a nice job.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. But we have the Waldorf here in LA too.
Here's some pictures of the Waldorf in Manhattan, which we posted on Facebook, but you need to see them here. They're it's stunning what they've done there.
You have a lot of people, they just walk through the lobby, and it's so beautiful. You can just get a drink or hang out, see the clock. The big thing, and back in the day, it's like, well, let's meet at the clock, and everyone knew it was the clock of the Waldorf. So just so much history, and that's what we're doing now with the 50-state tour. And I still am so thrilled that we're at 10 states already. In 6 weeks. Pretty good. Now, that will change because when we go out west, it's a lot harder to get from Montana.
They're further apart.
A lot further. And then
like
there's
Vermont,
Alaska,
Maine,
and
New
then
Hampshire,
there's Hawaii.
Connecticut.
Which is originally what we were going to do is come here and then go to Hawaii, but we decided to do the big northeastern thing because, the weather gets to be a little rough in certain months, but in Honolulu, it's always nice.
But we're going, tell them why we're going back to Tennessee.
Oh, we are going to go to the launch of the next governor in Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn.
Marsha Blackburn. So they're doing an event for her.
What we think.
At the not the Loveless Cafe, but there's a.
We're not supposed to say.
Well, as I just said, it's not at the because I can't remember the name of the place. Okay. It's not at the Loveless Cafe. It's at because that's a diner. If you've never been to the Loveless Cafe, you should go to the Loveless Cafe. It's amazing. But get there early because there's always a big, big line. No, we're going back there to support her because we believe she's going to be the next governor of the state of Tennessee.
She's now U.S. Senator.
Yep. Love the state of Tennessee.
Great.
Love her.
She's sending us personal messages and just a really nice lady. Very smart.
I think it's important if you're going to be in a leadership position of a state or of a town or of a village that you need to love that place. You need to love, if you're going to run for governor, you want to be governor of the state of anything. You need to love that state. She loves Tennessee.
Well, the governor's the boss. The difference is now she's a U.S. senator and she deals with 49 other senators, one other from her state. But when you're governor, you are the chief executive. You're like president of your state. So it will be a change. She'll be wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
And there's never been a woman be a governor. That's not why you should vote for her. I don't believe in that. You shouldn't vote for people for their gender. But it should be a meritocracy. But boy, she's really, really wonderful. If she doesn't win, I'll be shocked.
Right.
But we're for her, so we're going to go support. And then we'll be back in Nashville at the Bluebird Cafe. Something you're excited about doing.
That's what I was confused about. Yeah, so I'm going to be at the Bluebird, I can tell you that. And I've not played at the Bluebird in quite some time. So that's going to be with some other great artists. We have a flyer? We have a flyer.
Yeah. I think we've had it up. We always put everything on Facebook, and then the app has it as well. So always check it because we're always updating. And in fact, I updated today, or we did, about John and me. We're going to England in November.
Jolly old.
Mid-November. And we're still trying.
Liverpool.
We're still trying to get on the ship. We really, really, really want to do the Queen Mary. We'll see about there. It's like, oh, that's
the Queen Elizabeth. I think it's a QE too. I think it's.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think it's the Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, I think you're right. Sorry.
Queen Mary is, yeah.
He's right.
Yeah.
So we would love to do that. You know, we love the planes, trains, and automobiles and ships. I think there'll be some.
We're not going to be in a rush. We're going to get there in plenty of time.
No, not on a ship. We're not.
No, once you get on the ship, you're not. But we're not going to get in a rush to get on the ship either. We're going to do it in a nice, orderly, efficient.
That was a change. I mean, that's why it was like that. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been rushed. But we did it. So yeah.
But I was organizing things in the car in the back of the Bronco. I didn't know I didn't know. I should have known.
But we did it.
But what are we drinking today, Miss Dee Dee? We have.
We're drinking Tito's. We love Tito's.
This is our.
Although we were told it was American, we told it was sold, but okay. With this juice, we've kind of getting into juices more lately. There was a wonderful juice we had at the Waldorf that had apple and ginger and celery and one more. What was it?
My grandmother's. No, that was a beer that had rhubarb,
No,
strawberry
I don't
rhubarb.
like beer.
That was pretty great.
But
Had
anyway,
that at France's Tavern. No, that wasn't at France's. That was at the place. We've been a lot of places. Anyway, this is a juice that we discovered today. It's called Ginger Snap. It's got Fiji apple, green apple, ginger, and lemon. And then
that's what it was.
And the guy, Dee Dee said, "What juices do you have?" He brought them down. I said, "Well, that one sounds good."
But he said that was his favorite. I said, "Let's do it."
He said, "Let's do that." And I said, "Hey, let's put some vodka in it.
So good.
Put some Tito's in it."
Yeah.
So we did. It's
having a little brunch drink.
Ginger Snap with Tito's vodka and ice and a little club soda. We like club soda in just about everything.
Yeah, we like our drinks fizzy if possible.
Yes, we do. We do very much.
So we're just having a ball, even though we may get the order mixed up of where we've been because we've been so many places. Last time we did the podcast, of course, we were at Mayor Bob's. We had a great time there.
Oh, and thanks, Bob. Thanks, Susie.
Yeah.
What a tremendous host and hostess they are.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Susie's amazing. She really is the hostess with the mostest. Bob, of course, the mayor's always got something to do. He's very good at his job. And he was great on the podcast. We had a ball with them. We did. We had fun.
Yep. He was talking about some friends of his that have a place out here, are now a sooty lot out here on Pacific Palisades, where one of his paintings was and got burned up in the fire. But yeah, it's interesting what's going there. You talk to 10 people, you'll get 10 different opinions about what's happening here. But what's not happening here is no reconstruction, no building, no. Apparently, no one is coming in to get rid of the toxic dirt and soot that is here, because that's one of the problems that we hear is why they have not begun restoration in the Pacific Palisades is because the ground is now toxic. Well, it's been a while. So how come nobody has come in and started to fix that? And the word on the street is that they are stalling so that people will get fed up and move elsewhere and then be more willing to sell so they can
land grab.
Yeah, it's a land grab. It's what it appears to be.
Allegedly.
To us. Allegedly. A land grab. And you told me something distressing this morning. Didn't you say that SAG in New York has backed the socialist horse for mayor,
I believe so. That's what I read.
allegedly.
Yeah. And I was like, how could they do that?
Yeah, guy that wants he wants to raise the minimum wage to $30. You know, which sounds great if you're a minimum wage worker, that's great. But what happens is when you do something like that, is you completely financially cripple the people who are hiring.
The business.
So you wind up putting a lot of businesses out of business because they just can't afford it.
Or
They can't
like
afford it.
fast food. Guess what? You just go up and push the button, and
That's why all of
the
those
job goes
things.
away.
Yeah, you want to see what raising the minimum wage does? It puts those little self-serve kiosks
Kiosks
at
instead of a
Walmart, which I
person.
never thought it was going to be at Walmart, because one of the fun things about Walmart is you talk to people the whole time. They had a greeter, but then if you were lost, somebody'd say, "Hey, can I help you?" And then on your way out, somebody'd say, "How was how was your shopping experience, or did you get what you need?" You always had communication with people. Not anymore. Why? Because the minimum wage at that point, I think, was it sounds good to get votes, but it doesn't make any sense. Another thing this clown wants to do is he wants to have free bus service all throughout Manhattan. Well, what's that going to do? You know, there's going to be homeless folks in the bus. There's going to be homeless tents in the bus, living in the bus. I would. It's a free roof. Not only is it a free ride, but it's a free roof. Well, who's going to pay the bus driver? Who's going to pay for the maintenance on all those buses? Who's going to pay for the repair on all those buses if it is true that they will then be abused? Who is going to fund the homeless shelters when who's going to do that? The taxpayers are.
Well, you've got Gavin Newsom, but fortunately for DC, we've got President Trump, and he's cleaning up DC as we speak. And also,
Yeah, I've been watching that.
Yeah, and which is sorely needed because and we've talked about this before. But that's our nation's capital. We want to be proud of it, and we want people to be safe. We want kids that are touring the monuments and touring the museums to be safe. So this will help. Also, he's building a ballroom. He's building it. Donations, and he's paying for it. It's not taxpayer money, and that's used. I'm gonna come full circle. When I worked. Well, I've worked with Bruce Willis and worked with Steven. And
Daniel.
Yeah. And
Happy birthday, Daniel. Daniel's
right.
a mutual friend. You don't know this, but a friend of mine for a long time, friend of Dee Dee and Paul's for a long time, friend of Dee Dee and Paul and Steve for a long time, friend of Dee Dee and Paul and Steve and Bruce for a long time. It's Daniel Quinn. Pardon me. Excuse me. Daniel Quinn passed away, and today would have been his birthday. So we are saying happy birthday, Daniel.
And be careful when you mow the yard up there because he died of a heart attack. He wasn't that old. And he was doing yard work and it was
in
really
good shape,
hot.
too.
And he just got a heart attack. So be careful.
I'm sorry I interrupted what you were saying.
No, that's okay. It's all good.
Do you remember where you were?
I'm almost done. Anyway, but what we can move on to is
done.
Jose Iturbi. So this was a gentleman. This is the event we're going to. Donald Dadigan, of course, dear friend and of ours. And
dear Donnell Dadigan, DD1. Gosh, yes. It's hard to say all that. Dear Donnell Dadigan and DD1.
So we're going
Jose Iturbi is the easiest thing to say in this whole sentence.
So this is an event to honor him, and he did a lot of movies, did a lot of music and movies, and he was amazing. And it was Donnell's godfather, and she wants us to come to this, and of course we love it. And we'll see friends. We'll see Rex. We just announced another thing.
We saw Rex Smith in New York.
At a show.
Confessions of a Teenage Heartthrob.
And he was amazing. His voice is still all there. Great guy. But
he's not still all there, but his voice is still all there. Well, he's never been all there.
Well, I would say you all
take my breath away.
You take my breath away.
Don't know what to say. Anyhow.
He does a great show. So we're like, we're going to see you in a couple days. So we'll see Rex tonight. And with Donnell. And it'll be amazing. And John will sing a bit. I'm going to sing
a song or two, and then it's going to be great fun. You want to see Rex and I together? I did a movie called Collier and Company. Collier and Company. You can get it at johnschneider.shop. It's a lot of fun. Warning. I did make it out of the back of my Expedition. So it is a homemade Southern horsepower comedy made in Southern California with helicopters and going through tunnels forwards and backwards, and Carol Shelby's Series 1 that I borrowed from Carol to do it. It's
What does Rick do?
it's a lot of fun. He played Uncle Billy.
I did not
He
know.
kind of played Uncle Billy in like Uncle John
I
Daly.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know he was in a movie with you. That's fantastic.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I definitely want to see
yeah.
that.
So you got to see that. It's a lot of fun, and it was done with, like I said, helicopters in tunnels forwards, in tunnels backwards. Not a single permit anywhere, anytime, and talk about, what do you call, guerrilla filmmaking. But usually guerrilla filmmaking is a documentary. You know, we came in here and we did this and oh no, this was guerrilla filmmaking that really looks like a movie. It was when digital, what was it? What was that called? It was shot digitally, but it was digitally on tape. But it wasn't videotape. It was some weird hybrid in between film and videotape and pure digital. It wasn't ones and zeros on a hard drive. By the way, this is 2 terabytes I bought at Walmart for like $250.
Oh.
When I did Collier and Company, I bought a terabyte. I had to transfer everything over to ones and zeros, and the terabyte cost like $2,500. 1 terabyte. It was about this big.
Wow.
It looked like a cinder block and weighed about like a cinder block. So technology has changed a lot. But check that out, Collier and Company. A lot of fun. The music in Collier and Company is by a great band, friends of mine for a long time. Los Lonely Boys. Los Lonely Boys. Yeah, and how far is heaven? It's morning. I don't sing in the morning. I sound like a frog in the morning. Anyway, so
Well,
check that out.
people kind of got a kick out of, we post a lot on Facebook and it's a lot of fun. And John did a video with the New York boys.
Yeah, I did.
And everybody kept calling us Edith and Archie. I think on the third try, it sounded okay. But yeah, so that
We
was
tried to do
really
the harmony.
fun. And that was the day we went to France's Tavern. And
That
it
was
was
great.
really great because we went to the room where, of course, Washington said goodbye to the Continental
He bid a
Army
fond and
officers.
cheerful farewell to his to the Continental Army because the war was over,
Mm-hmm.
was done, and then and they said, not so fast, George. We want you to be the first president of the United States. He's like, oh.
And of course, we had
If I had
just
only gotten out of the room.
We had just been in Philly. Well, he did. He got out of the room and they were talking about it. I'm like, I don't want to hear about how you all are talking about me if you want me to be president.
Oh, was that for that, or was that for when they wanted him to be the leader of the army?
President.
President. Wow. Yeah. He said, yeah, I'm. And we were in the room. We were in that room where he was, and he fled and went out and not. He just didn't want to be there while they were talking about it.
Nobody does. When
Nobody.
When you have elections, you usually do step out of the room, like elections of a club. You usually do step out of a room, and he did, and he won, of course.
And there were no mail-in ballots.
And there may not be any more mail-in ballots.
God, I hope not. I hope they get rid of those mail-in ballots.
Yeah, they're too easily tampered with.
Yes,
but I love that I will almost always ask for a paper ballot. John and I last time.
Paper ballot.
Because in Madison,
paper ballot.
They're going to vote for Trump. There's no way around it. It's bright red. We're good. You want your vote to count. But it was very, very crowded. It was like the last day, maybe before Election Day, remember? Or a week before. I don't know, but it was before. Because remember, President Trump said, we want you to vote early.
Right.
So John and I did. And then what's funny is, a few days later, we see these election machines going down the alley in Madison. We're like, what?
People were dragging people in the. I'm trying to turn this shot.
It does not look right.
You can see how the camera is precariously positioned.
Yeah, there's a reason for
on
that.
A suitcase. On the suitcase is an upside down trash can, and on the top of the trash can is my laptop, and on top of my laptop, folded over gingerly, is my phone, and that's what we're talking into. But yeah, we saw these people with hand trucks taking voting machines, because we had voted not too long ago. Machines. And it's like, those look very familiar.
I told John, I said those were the machines.
Well, we were in a golf cart. We were headed over to some friends, and we stopped. And I said, were those? And she said, voting machines? I said, yeah. She said, yes, they were. And I said, well.
And they are.
Let's go back and see what what's going on?
And she was a clerk. She's very nice. And it was just the other day we were in.
We went back. We went back, and
True.
this is in the alley. So this isn't like down Main Street. This is in the alley behind the courthouse.
But the Madison Alley isn't exactly like an alley in
No, it's
the
not.
Bronx.
No, it's not. But so we went. We said, "Hey, how are you?" And they said, "Oh, fine." And they said, "But are those voting machines?" And they were like, "Well, yeah."
What?
Where are you
Yes.
going?
I think it's hot in here.
They said, "Yeah, they are." And we said, "Well, where are you taking them?" Because voting, I don't think anything had been tabulated yet. So there's a building, an annex building right across Jefferson Street from, where you go? What are you doing, baby?
Grab something else to drink.
That's tonic water.
Oh, ginger beer, gross.
Oh, that's gross. So they said there's because business as usual. All the voting machines were in a room that they needed to do business as usual in the courthouse. So they were taking them to this annex building, and we're like, oh, okay. And Dee Dee immediately called the mayor and said, "Hey, you know what? Is this?" He said, "Oh yeah, that's legit." So we were feeling maybe a little embarrassed, but not really, because we had stopped some official people and asked them what they were doing with the voting machines. And now, cut to a year later, a year and change later,
we were leaving town to go east, to go to northeast.
we were at the tap room on Main Street, and this woman came over, and her husband was a fan, but she said, "Hey, we've met before. I am the county clerk, and
you all asked about
we are the ones that you stopped in the alley."
I thought she was going to yell at us, like, "Oh no!"
And she said,
she
"Thank
was so
you,
nice.
Thank you so much. In all the years we've been doing this, no one has ever asked us anything. So obviously, you folks care about the process, and we appreciate it." So we volunteered, during the midterms when they need to move those machines. I said, "Hey, if we're in town, we'll come help move the machines. We need ice."
We do, but
I'm going to get to it's right there. It's not very far away.
Are you sure?
I'm sure you can talk without me. Somehow I know this.
Because remember, it used to be just drinks with Dee Dee. However, I always had like a Hollywood Squares thing and comedians and funny stuff or whatever. So then John and I got married, so we decided to do it. Although we should probably do that here and there and have the group come in. And it was fun. I mean, we have even more fun because John and I we love talking about life and friends and fun stuff. And right now it's just fun travels. And again, the reason we're doing the 50-state tour is because we're not going to be able to do it again. Not in our lifetime. You had 1776, the bicentennial, and now it's sesquicentennial, 250 years. And a lot of times people get a little confused about this. Of course, we know that next July 4th is the 250th birthday. No ice? Oh, good. It's the 250th birthday, but we are celebrating an entire year before.
Watch your elbow.
So we started July 4th in Madison at an amazing concert. It was so packed at midnight because we wanted to bring in the new 4th of July, and we did. So we're going to celebrate all through the year, or a year, 4th of July to 4th of July.
Yep.
And we, believe it or not, we have 10 states. We're in John, we're going to do a 10-part documentary, 5 states at a time. So we already have enough for 2 parts.
Two of them.
Yeah, yep. So we're excited. We're having so much fun with it.
I'm still trying to figure out and they live on this 2-terabyte hard drive. Trying to figure out exactly what the structure of it's going to be. But yeah, that's much better now with a lot of ice. Mm-hmm. Back to the voting thing. You know what's funny is as we were getting ready to go have breakfast this morning, we hear on, what is this we happen to be watching? I don't know, some local news station.
And to watch local news. It's kind of fun.
They said again, we hear them saying, well, of course, there's no proof whatsoever that anything was tampered with in 2020. Well, come on. We know that there was, and we knew then, but it has been proven time and time again, particularly in, was it Pennsylvania?
Oh, yeah.
So Pennsylvania historically has, people historically, any state historically has somewhere between maybe over 50, but between 50 and 65% of the people maybe more like between 40 and 65% of the people who live in that state actually turn out to vote. So everybody doesn't
That's a
vote.
big percentage.
So that's a big, so 65% is huge. 40% kind of average, right? Pennsylvania in 2020 had 300%.
Well, I think, honey, it was more like in Philly and the more
Phil, I'm sorry, not Pennsylvania.
the Democrat cities, what they would do. I mean, we get the strategy. I mean, they overproduced in the Democrat areas where they could allegedly cheat. Well, if you've got more votes than people living there, I'm thinking
something's not
that's
quite
pretty
right.
obvious. Something's not adding up.
Something's not right. Yeah. So for them to continue this narrative of nothing happened and we've proven that, or there is no proof that anything happened. Just that dog won't hunt. It
And I
didn't
feel
hunt
so
then,
bad for
and it
the
won't
Rudy
hunt now.
Giuliani's of the world who just
Well, who
went
got,
out there and just got destroyed. I mean, they've just been evil to him. So I don't,
well, then that they fined him
great
like
mayor.
$400 million.
That's what I mean.
It's insane because he had the audacity to say something that was true.
Challenge.
That was true. Speaking of all that, we're now we're a couple days past the summit, the meeting between President Trump and Putin in Alaska, and we don't know what happened there. But I hear people kind of indicating that President Trump is this is all his problem. It's not all his. He's trying to help. He's trying to
He
help.
wants it over.
He's trying to help Zelensky. Well, I'll tell you what, he's trying to help Putin. He's trying to help
the world.
people not have to die today senselessly. You listen to him. Every time he talks about it, that's what he says. Look, you know how many people died since we started this press conference? Probably 2,000 people died between both sides since we started this press conference. I don't want that to happen anymore. I'm the president of the United States. If I can do anything about keeping that from continuing, then that's what I'm going to do. But what does that look like? We don't know. I don't know that he probably does know, but we don't know yet because guess what? If you've got some sort of a military plan, and I'm not saying he does, but if you have a military plan or a peacekeeping plan or a end the war plan, there's strategy. I almost said it. There's strategy involved that you don't want to disclose to everybody because what's that great old saying? Loose lips sink ships. So you want to be the one that is actually tipping your hand about what it is you plan to do. But I'm sure that there's something in the works, and people show pictures of President Trump and Putin. Like this is a terrible thing. This is not a terrible thing. There's an age-old saying, we use it in Smallville all the time, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So am I boring you?
No, I'm doing something important. Just a second. Okay. Not that this isn't, it is, but you'll know what I mean in just 2 seconds.
So stop trying to pretend that you know what's going on between President Trump and President Zelensky and President Putin. You don't. I don't. But I have faith that our country is trying to do what we feel would be the most humanitarian and the right thing. That's what I believe. What?
Okay, so we started
Don't dip out of the shot there.
Okay, so we started last week to do a hat giveaway because I have so many hats.
That's right.
And honey, will you hand me the hat for this week? It's right there.
Did you find? I know.
It's right there.
I know. I was primping it for just such an occasion as this.
I love this hat. I do.
Model it.
It is a beret.
It's not going to fit me.
No, it
From
barely
Gotham,
fits me.
Made expressly for LS
Ayres.
That's what you said, Ayres. Indianapolis.
Yeah, Ayres was a big department store. It was like the.
I feel like Popeye.
It's so cute on though, a woman. It's a little.
And it's very lightweight. See,
I love it so much, and I've gotten a lot of joy out of that hat. In fact, I wore it to Rex's show, and I've worn it to a movie premiere before, and I just.
Oh, did you wear this the other night?
I did.
Oh, fantastic! So we have pictures.
Yeah.
I hope we have pictures of. I'm not sure.
No,
okay.
I got them.
If we have a picture of Dee Dee in this hat, then we'll put it up.
Remember, I wore it at also at the Peacock Alley.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. So, We're doing hat giveaways.
Hat giveaways.
Hat giveaways every week. And I have so many, and it's just good to share the wealth.
Who won last week? Do you remember this young lady's name?
I don't.
Darn it.
Well, now I'm going to have to look it up.
Had yet. Please look it up. Please look it up. It's not hard. It won't be hard to find. Because you guys have to communicate to get the address. So
no, I got it.
Oh, you have it. Well, then probably you have her name. Who won last week?
Carla Pierce.
Carla Pierce won last week.
And you know what's great about Carla? She said, oh, I love hats. I'm a hat person too. And she came up with the right answer. It was basically the first state admitted to the Union, admitted to our country, and it was Delaware.
Delaware.
And many of you got it right, but Carla got it right first. So Carla
Correct.
has a hat on the way to her. And we're going to do a hat giveaway every week. Very excited about it. I'm going to share the wealth, and I've got plenty of hats to share. So this week, honey,
we'll run out in like 25,000 weeks. We will run out. We won't have a single hat left.
So we're going to do the same thing this week. So, you know, we have Facebook.
I'm taking pictures.
We have Facebook. We have the YouTube. And wherever, however you get us the answer first, whoever gets it to us first is going to win the hat.
That's the phone, on the laptop, on the trash can, on the suitcase.
John is very good at that. I think it's he's German, so I think it's a German engineering thing.
You think so?
I
maybe
do.
maybe it is.
For this to be working on the suitcase, on the trash can, it's a nice trash can, on the computer, and your phone hanging off of all of that, and it's working.
It's pretty great.
Pretty great. All right, so here's the question to win the hat, to win the hat of the week. Where was the first United States capital?
Ooh.
Pretty good one. Where was the first capital of the United States of America? Whoever gets the answer first, when they hand me that beautiful hat again, I love this hat. I love it. I'm gonna put
Gets
it
that
one more
hat.
time. Isn't it cute? It's so cute.
I remember that from the other night.
Yeah, not one I want to give away, but you do want to give away, like Johnny Cash. Remember, he said, "Well, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't want to give it."
If it wasn't my favorite, I wouldn't give it to you.
Yeah, I'd want to give, you know.
Yep.
So yeah, so there'll always be a big variety.
Thank you for not doing that.
And I love this one. So whoever wins, I hope you enjoy it. It's vintage. It's been around enough to know.
I've been around enough to know.
But I love it. So yeah.
And what did you say the name of that? And it's a size. LS Ayres Company, Indianapolis.
It was made for LS Ayres. Those of you from Indiana, you'll know the department store. It was like the Macy's of Indiana. Clearly vintage. I'm not sure, but I think I got that hat in Madison. There were a lot of hats, you know, different stores, a lot of antiques, a lot of old hats there. And I think I got that one in Madison.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's great. So, first capital of the United States of America. Where was it? Where was it, right? Is that what that's what you're saying?
Whoever gets it right first wins.
Now, do you want no, that'll, okay. All right. Be as specific as you can. All right. And then we will, we have pictures of the first capital, right?
But we're not going to show them right now.
No, of course not. No, we have pictures of the first capital. And I didn't know that. I had no idea.
Well, that narrows it down to the last 10 states where we were.
Right. And we're still, no, we've been to a lot of, no, that's not true. We've been to a lot of states over the,
That's okay.
Just because we have pictures doesn't mean we took them recently, because we didn't.
Folks are going to look it up, and you should. We want everyone to learn about history. That's why we're doing that.
Especially our United States history. No, we have pictures that we've taken over the last 2 years. Sure. Year and a half. Yeah. So some in the bitter cold. Mm-hmm. Some in the blazing sun, like out in Colorado. Here's a spoiler alert. It was not in Colorado. The first capital of the United States was not in Colorado, or Monument Valley. Wasn't there either. Right.
Okay. We do have some beautiful pictures from there. John introduced that to me, and it really is something you should go see.
The West is really, I'm excited about going out there because it's so rugged. It's so rugged, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted to get into the movie industry anyway, because of the John Wayne Westerns and Jimmy Stewart and all those wonderful things that were shot out in places like Monument Valley and Bishop, California, which is a beautiful, beautiful area. So we're going to do part of the show today. Part of one of the documentary states, of course, will be California. And we're going to be shooting a little bit of that today because I'm going to sing a song or two for the state of California.
All the gold
Not that song.
in California is in a bank in the middle of Beverly Hills, and somebody else's.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Rudy. That's the Gatlin brothers that sang that song. Yep. So if you're anyhow, so we have fun. We hope you're having fun. I think we're about. Oh no, we've got 10 minutes left. Actually, no, we've got longer than that.
Well, great, because there's so much to talk about. Look, California is a huge state. It's very beautiful. A lot of issues with the government, but it's a gorgeous state. You get everything. You get the redlands and the ocean and the
wineries. You get
yeah.
Also Sequoia National Forest, which are actually bigger than the redwoods.
Oh.
Yeah, the giant sequoias. I've been up there a lot. Used to go there quite a bit to a wonderful little campground at Lake Sequoia.
And in Central California, grows a ton of food, a lot of food. And then you see oil wells. It's crazy. You see everything in California.
Oh, there are oil wells between here and LAX. They're off of, is it Redford? You come up La Cienega and, gosh, what was the movie? I just saw that a lot in.
But then if you go central, there are so many.
What about Howard Hughes? Sorry. Aviator. The Aviator.
Aviator.
Got a lot of that area. You know, they had to kind of do a shot where they got rid of all the growth around it. But all those oil wells are still there, just off La Cienega. It's very unusual. And when you drive up the coast, of course, we haven't been up the coast to see. I don't even know if you can drive through Pacific Palisades right now. I think it might be cordoned off. And a place that I used to stay in, the motorhome in Malibu, RV Park, that's gone, and I don't know if they've done anything to repair that or not. You can see that a lot in shows like Mannix, the Rockford Files. You can see that great area. It's beautiful, but no telling what it looks like now.
But a lot of areas still are beautiful. Still some earthquakes going on here and there, and I'm always, scared that the big one's coming.
Yeah, but what can you do about it? There's nothing you can do about that.
That's true.
I was here in the 94, I think it was 94 earthquake. Was doing a show. I lived up in Fraser Park, and was working down in in Santa Clarita. Simple drive, but the earthquake took out the interstate and took out the overpasses.
Oh, gosh.
So I took what was a 45-minute drive, and it wound up being a 4-hour drive because I had to go all the way around. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, through Pear Blossom Highway and all that.
So now, whenever they had the game and the baseball game in San Francisco and Candlestick Park, I think, and was shaking, was on TV. I remember watching it on TV. If this is the same year. But
maybe I'm not sure. I was just doing a show.
And it's like it's not if, it's when the big one's coming. Well, I mean, who knows? They say it's overdue, but it is fascinating.
There's nothing you can do about it. Back in way back before that. I'm giving more ice cubes.
Thank you, honey.
I had a place. Yeah, I had a place.
Thank you.
I had a place near Lake Hollywood off of Barham Boulevard. And I had in those days we had the.
Oh, is that North Hollywood?
Might be North Hollywood, just above.
House, so you had all the cars?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So this one, you had big televisions at that point. It was before the plasma screens. So I had a big television, sat about on the floors, about that tall, and had a speaker on either side of it with a candle on the speakers, on each speaker. And the speakers were a little taller than the TV. I got back. I wasn't here when the earthquake happened, but I got back, and the television had fallen over, but the speakers with the candles on them
still there.
Were still there.
And so crazy.
So it makes no sense. Same thing with flooding.
And tornadoes. Tornadoes, the same thing. You can have obliterated house and the other house, nothing.
It's insane. So anybody who thinks they can figure out Mother Nature, what was that? Was it Margarine?
Mm-hmm.
Blue Bonnet? Yeah, it's not nice to fool Mother Nature. Mm-hmm. Those are great commercials. If you haven't seen them, you can YouTube them. They're pretty great. But be careful out there. We've got what is reportedly, but of course, it's tough to believe what they say on television about politics. It's tough to believe what they say about weather too, because oftentimes they will try to get better ratings by pretending to know that this is a category 5, or no, my God, it's a category 6. They will play it up. But if you hear that there's a hurricane of any magnitude coming your way, do all the necessary precautions. If they are saying we are thinking about evacuating, go ahead and go. Go ahead and go, because you don't want to deal with the traffic of trying to leave. And if you're wrong, be wrong eating popcorn from a bar somewhere, or be wrong at an Applebee's, and then come back and find that out all your stuff is just fine.
Well, even when we
But
left
don't
the East
sit there
Coast,
and just
the
and wait
East
it
Coast,
out.
the temperature went down 23 degrees one day to the next. We woke up, we're like, oh my gosh, it's cold. That would never happen I assume
Yeah,
it's a
so
hurricane
something's
now.
going on. Something's going on
Aaron.
in the eastern. Aaron is going on in the eastern seaboard.
And we have to go back. So we'll see what's up.
But our car is on the 4th floor, so I think
Oh.
it'll be okay.
Should be.
Should be okay, unless the building falls down, and then I'll just hit the button and listen. But we're going back and have another wonderful trip back. We're going to leave tomorrow night. The flight leaves, I think, at 9:30, something like that. So hopefully we'll sleep, and then
Be on the road again.
we're going to sleep, and then we're going to get on a train to go back to Jamaica. The train from Jamaica back to Kennedy. No, I'm sorry, back to Penn Station. Then on what's the fast train called?
The air train.
Air train.
From Kennedy, you take the air train to the Long Island Railroad, and then we go to Philly, and then we're going to pick up the car.
And then we're going to try to find our car, figure out how to pay for it, and then we're going to drive at least 6 hours, and then 6 more hours, because we have to be in Nashville. I think. To the Bluebird. No, that's not when I'm doing the Bluebird Cafe. Check when I'm going to do the Bluebird Cafe.
If you check Facebook and the app, you're always going to get a heads up. You want to check frequently.
That's how we know where we're going.
Yeah, you have to check frequently, because things do change all the time. We're very fluid with this tour, because it's not like a concert tour where it's like, that's not what it's about. It's about educating. It's about inspiring. It's about learning.
Celebrating our wonderful states.
Celebrating. So it's like, you can't be that set in stone because, we want to do this instead because this is more important, we feel, to the mission.
Right. And also, we're not going to the places everybody always goes. Sometimes we will. We are going to go to Boston because we want the clam chowder, but you got to go to Boston. You got to go to where they did the Boston Tea Party. You've got to do that.
But a lot of people, honey, think we skipped their stay. And let me tell you, the only place we skipped, because Massachusetts, so much happened. We've got to go back for that. There was no way we could just dip the toe in and go. I mean, so we have done,
but we had a great time in Massachusetts. It was great. We did some good stuff in Massachusetts, but I think we're going to go back and do a little more.
Right. So we've done Indiana, Tennessee, then we're going to go back and do more in Tennessee, Georgia, and New York, Vermont, New Hampshire,
Maine,
New Jersey, Maine,
Rhode Island.
I think we're missing one. Connecticut. So
we've done all those.
We've done 10. Yay!
We've done 10. And I'm still trying to figure out what the exact structure of the show is going to be, because I've written a bunch of newscaster, hey, we're here in Trenton, New Jersey, and what happened in Trenton, New Jersey, that sort of thing. From that spot, then there's also a bunch of footage that we took around those areas, and there's going to be some music involved in most of them. Like we sang the state song. I was thinking of some people wrote this, but Rhode Island's it for me. Rhode Island. Everybody has a state song, and actually, except New Jersey, there's no state song. So they tried to say, well, then we think the boss ought to have the state song. No.
Well, we did eat in a great restaurant there, though, in Trenton. And a lot of people say, why would you go to Trenton? Danube. A lot of people would say, why don't you go somewhere better than Trenton? Well, Trenton, look, there was a huge battle there that was super duper.
If it weren't for Trenton, we wouldn't have a country.
Yeah,
would
so
not have a
we are
country.
very happy to have stopped in Trenton and went to the Blue Danube.
Blue
And it
Danube was
so
wonderful.
sweet. And food was so good.
Oh my God, we took pictures and showed you some. So we had a wonderful time there. Great people. Margaret, right? Margaret, and some locals that were in there. And when we got out of the car, it had come a storm, as my grandmother would say. So we didn't see where we were, and we didn't see that the sign out front was barely visible because it had the biggest. This is like the stalk on the sunflowers outside. So it was beautiful. And then we were there, and half an hour later, the sun came out, and it was gorgeous. And we said, "Oh my gosh, this is beautiful here."
But the reason we're motivated, because we prefer mom and pop here and there. It's not going to work out. But we prefer mom and pop, and that restaurant been there for decades, I think. Been there a while.
Oh yeah, it's been there since 1965.
And the Blue
Yeah.
Danube, the reason, the big reason was because with Trenton, we surprised the Hessians on Christmas night. So I thought, Hessians, Germans, okay, they've got German food. That's why my head thinks, let's just go there. But boy, did they have more than that. They had all these old world favorites.
Oh, this Hungarian food. The soup
You
that
got
you
to
had,
go.
potato tomato soup, which I believe she said was Hungarian, I think. Oh my gosh,
And
it
they had
was unbelievably
schnitzel,
great.
sauerbraten. I mean, Hungarian,
Red
Romanian.
cabbage, stuffed cabbage.
The dessert was Romanian.
Can't pronounce it. Don't know what it was, but it looked kind of like a ladyfinger chopped up with some ice. No, it had whipped cream on it, not ice cream. We had spumoni somewhere. We've been eating a lot, and we learned, where were we? We were New London, and we're sitting on the on the back porch there at a restaurant, and is that where the river was called, the Thames River?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's called the Thames.
Because hello, it's New London, so the Thames was right there. Yeah, so the
Thames River was right there, the new Thames River.
And let me tell you about that city. Benedict Arnold wasn't nice to any Americans, but he was really mean to New London and basically burned the place down. They have a memorial across the way, a gigantic one for these poor people.
It looks like the Washington Monument.
Soldiers, the people. He was just ruthless. So yeah, New London. But hey, we had a ball. The people were nice.
We learned a lot about Benedict Arnold. Not only did he made a deal to sell basically West Point, but once he turned, he was vicious. He was like Simcoe on crack.
But on his deathbed, it was different. Do you want me to tell you now or not?
Tell me what happened.
Okay.
Because then we're about done here.
Okay. I think this is great. So at the end, he said, bury me in my old uniform, and I wish I had never put on the other. So at the end, he regretted turning. Not that it matters.
But he did some awful things after he turned.
But he fought for freedom, fought for liberty, and something of that nature. Bury me in my old uniform, and I wish I had never gone to the other. So he was very sorry at the end, but a lot of people died, and a lot of people suffered under his hand, unfortunately. Yep. But then in the beginning, he was helpful, so it's too bad.
Oh, he was a hero in the beginning, but apparently he felt stilted by something. He had some beef with George Washington, where he felt he should have been paid more handsomely.
Nobody got paid. Everybody was starving. Everybody was struggling. I mean,
there was no money, and the money that there was, the Continental paper was worthless.
Yeah,
it was kind of like Confederate silver. Is it silverbacks? Confederate dollars were worthless, and so nobody had any money to pay.
Everybody had it rough. I mean, different degrees.
I just mentioned two wars, a very long distance apart. I don't want a historian out there saying, no Confederacy during the Revolution. I know there was no Confederacy. Wait a minute. But there were
American history.
The Articles of Confederation.
That's right.
So Confederation, what does that word mean?
It means you're kind of a group.
You're a group. You are a confederation joined in opposition to another group, right? So Confederate is not there's not a derogatory, it's not a derogatory word. People who revisionist historians have tried to make the word Confederate a derogatory term. It's not. If we disagree about something, two friends of ours.
Con is conflict. Federation is a conflict with the,
Yeah, you're in conflict with something else.
So.
Doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean you're doing something underhanded. And really, even the term, it holds something another
I
time.
mean,
But
I don't get it more like it's just a group of people to come together that have a different way of thinking.
yeah, yeah. So we'll talk more about that. We'll talk about stuff like one of these days. We'll talk about the Civil War. We'll talk about all kinds because we're learning, and hopefully you're learning right along with us.
We are. We're
And
so
you,
excited about it.
And when you see the
We're gonna do something
documentaries,
this time.
we hope that you like them and let us know. And remember, this is a hat. I'm sure someone has already. Well, I'm sure 20 people have already gotten
But
that
if
right.
not, we just to get this hat, and we'll send it to you, and you have my email, and if you don't, we'll post it. But send me your address, and we'll mail it to you. But whoever's the first person to get this right, what was the first state capital? Where was the first? Scratch that. Where was the first United States capital?
And I tell you what, when you answer the question, if you are amenable to this, put your email in there because I don't want you giving out your email.
I already do.
Okay.
It's already on there. It's no big deal.
All right. All right. All right. That's it. That's it. Yep. We are almost over here. Take that. This has been a lot of fun. It's been Drinks with Dee Dee.
And John.
That's me. You all take care until next week.
Bye from Hollywood.
I don't know how we're hurry for Hollywood. Wait, the valley hooing Hollywood.
Hey, and Hollywood's a big part of California history. So we've chosen to do that. Oh, one more thing. Go to the Hollywood Museum because the Dukes of Hazzard exhibit is there.
Yes. Still there.
Go down now.
Check it out. We love it. You all take care.
Love you.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Tony.